Ang Lee's latest film, Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk, is based on the novel by Ben Fountain, which is a fictionalized account of a squad of soldiers who come home from the war in Iraq to a hero's welcome after being involved in a very significant, intense engagement with the enemy. Now, the reason why I preface this review with that this being a fictional movie is that going in, I was under the impression that maybe this was an inspired by a true story or based on a true story or even just a wrinkle. But no, it turns out this movie is pure fiction. Um, as the movie was unfolding and events were happening and you were in locations that were in many ways recognizable, but still weren't what you think they are. I was beginning to question whether or not there was any validity to this whole story, and I was proven right. So basically, what happens in this film is, like I said, a squad of soldiers return to the states and are after an engagement in Iraq and go on a victory tour. And this victory tour leads them to Dallas to attend a Thanksgiving football game, and which would be attended by Destiny's Child. And the soldiers are supposed to participate in the halftime show to some degree, and in particular, young Billy Lynn is going to be the centerpiece because he was basically the hero of this engagement, and the film follows that while they're getting ready for this halftime event. And the film flashes back to Billy Lynn flashes back to the events in Iraq throughout the film. So what this movie is really about, not so much, I know going in, people are probably thinking it's supposed to be a movie about the war and coming home, but really this movie is about how we treat our heroes, how we worship and honor them, and what our heroes think of all this hero worship that's going on around them. And it's just that the way the film is made and written, everything just seems to ring so falsely. There's just one melodramatic moment after another throughout the film. And despite some great acting by Joe Alwyn, who plays Billy, and Gary Hedlund as Dime, and the film also features Steve Martin, and Vin Diesel and Kristen Stewart. But it's Joe Alwyn who really carries the film as best as he can. His performance is really strong. But it's just the movie itself is just not worthy of his performance. Like I said, there's just excessive amounts of melodrama, and there are two instances in the movie where I literally was shaking my head saying, really? You're taking this there? And the way events are handled is so heavy-handed that really I just started losing interest. And the fact that they could not use the actual names and logos of the teams, which I'm pretty sure are Dallas and Washington, and they couldn't use the logos or the names, and let alone the name of the stadium that they're playing in. And it just it's like, wait, something's off here. This isn't real. This is like I'm watching Any Given Sunday or something. And Steve Martin's character, who when I first saw him, I thought his character was like a vice president or a senator or something. Like, no, he was the owner of the Dallas. I was about to say the Dallas Cowboys. He is the owner of the Dallas football team. So yeah, you know exactly who is the owner of the Dallas football team in real life. So yeah, I guess he's supposed to be him. And all of that just kind of threw me. I'm like thinking, wait, so you can't even use the real names of the team, so I guess this really is bogus, because if the NFL can't get behind it, then there must be nothing true about this whole thing, which is the case. And as a result, the whole movie itself just unfolds as a maudlin, melodramatic mess, you could say. So one side caveat is I did see this film in 120 frames per second, which is the way that Ang Lee would like you to see it. I was not a fan of the 48 frames per second for The Hobbit. I saw the original Hobbit in high frame rate, did not like it, and I'd never bothered to see the high frame rate versions of the following two films. I went to see this one out of curiosity, only because it's the highest frame rate to date, and it's an aesthetic that you could either take it or leave it. It's really up to you, the viewer. But this is only playing in 120 for a very limited time, and then in the United States, of all places, only 2 locations, one in New York and one here in Los Angeles. So, I mean, there are moments where it does look cool, but then there are moments where it just takes me out of it because I feel like I'm watching a live TV show, a live TV movie, instead of an actual movie. I know they're saying that basically it's supposed to be an immersive experience that puts you into it, make you feel like you're there. But that just sounds gimmicky to me because I look back at something like Catherine Bigelow's Hurt Locker. Now that was filmed traditionally, and I felt like I was in the trenches with these guys, and I was on edge. So really, it's about the presentation that's really going to draw you in to make you feel like you're there. I didn't need all this gimmicky, like, oh wow, this looks like live, to make me feel like I'm in there with them. I could have gotten that if it was better performed and better written, and not so melodramatic and predictable at times. But I guess you could blame that on the source material, the novel. So I would, in the end, have to give Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk just 2 stars. 2 stars out of 5. Very disappointing. That's, like I said, a maudlin melodramatic mess. And 120 frames per second, take it or leave it. I don't know. It looked okay, but it's not worth the added price, in my opinion. So, Bill and Lynn, 2 stars. If you like this review, hit that like button below. Have you seen Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk? Have you read the novel? Have you had the opportunity to see this film in 120 frames per second? If so, please comment below and let me know. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do, so you can stay on top of my reviews, retro reviews, trailer reactions, and any of the fun things I happen to put up on my channel. Until next time, my friends, see you at the movie.